Today on Travelling Fabulously, it's all about food. Yummy food, lovely food. We love food. Food in Lisbon, that is. Sorry, I forgot to add that. Let's eat.
You know what I say, whatever you do it fabulously. So why don't you come and join me on this week's episode of Travelling Fabulously. Any trip to Lisbon is going to involve great food. Why? Because really, there's nothing but great food in this delicious city. Here are my tips on not just where to eat in Lisbon, but also some funny tips along the way as well. So, subscribe to Fabulousness by hitting the subscribe button and join me on where to eat in Lisbon.
Do you know in Portugal they call Portuguese chicken chicken? Oh, and Portuguese tarts? They're just tarts.
That's right, and let me tell you, you haven't lived until you've eaten a pastel de nata, as they call them in Lisbon. Well, they probably don't call them that because I didn't really pronounce it right, but you get my drift. But let's just say my Portuguese is as good as my French.
Oh, excited. About to have my first Portuguese tart. Here in Portugal, they just call them tarts.
Yep, same joke twice, but when you think you're funny, why not? The tarts at Manteigaria are one of the best in the city. If you hear a bell ringing, it means that the tarts have just come out of the oven. Best way to eat one is with a sprinkling of cinnamon and ice sugar on top and accompaniment with a sweet drink as well. Actually, a sweet drink to have after a pastel de nata would be the Ginginha. Let's see how Google Translate translates that.
Ginginha.
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 Ginginha. And the best place to get a Ginginha, served with some little chocolate cups, is at Ginginha de Carmo for just €1.65. I did a walking tour in Lisbon and you can check that out in my top 10 things to do in Lisbon video. The guide on that tour gave me a great tip for a delicious Portuguese restaurant, Licorista O Bacalhoeiro. I'll put the actual restaurant details in the description below. It's a seafood restaurant serving delicious tapas style meals. So you can go there and either order a whole fish cooked over the grill or get some tapas like the garlic prawns or the octopus salad, which is amazing and not to be missed. The salad is the reason why I'm never going in the ocean. Those octopuses know I've eaten their relatives and they're just waiting for me to go in. I'm sure of it. The hottest spot in town, if not Portugal, if not all of Europe for amazing great food, is the Lisbon Timex Market in my opinion. There are more than 40 different restaurants serving everything from delicious local cuisine to sushi or burgers with a Portuguese twist. Of course, you can get great tarts here as well.
The Timex Market is actually a fabulous produce market. It's not just about eating in. You can also get a whole lot of stuff to take home and cook at home.
Oh, and you can also do a cooking class in the middle of the market. Many European cities have people selling roasted chestnuts, but this lady's nuts seem to have the best view I've found.
If you want some delicious treats, then come down to the Axe Factory. The Axe Factory is a fabulous place full of great food.
Like mezcai, Alex, which is Mexican food. I can only imagine it's like, well, you know, the food in Mexico. Delicious, spicy, and authentic. Well, let's hope it's authentic anyway. Croquettes are one of many national dishes in Portugal, so you will of course find many stores selling two of its best fillings, salted cod and Iberian ham.
This is the bread of the god.
Pão de Deus is known as the God bread, and it's a delicious milk bread topped with desiccated coconut.
And it's good. Really good.
Go to Wurst to have the best sausage in town. In fact, one of the owners, Martin, takes great pride in how good his sausage is. By the look of him in this ad at the local gay paper, I bet he does. Across the road from Wurst is a fabulous ice cream bar with a very astute owner.
Apparently, I look like I need whipped cream on top of my ice cream. And isn't that right?
Looking for a great breakfast and good coffee in Lisbon? Then check out The Mill, run by Aussie Paul Miller, or just down the road, Deer Breakfast. And last but not least, for a delicious meal with a view in Lisbon, and some sculptures to boot, check out the wonderful Darwin restaurant at the Centre for the Unknown. Sit back and enjoy a wonderful meal, a nice glass of wine, and a wonderful view.
I hope you enjoyed this episode of Travelling Fabulously. Best food in Lisbon. Oh, my tummy is so full. But I can still fit in a Portuguese tart though. Yep, I've got an addiction. Just like my addiction to croissants in Paris. I need to get on the plane back to Paris ASAP. Subscribe to Fabulousness by hitting the subscribe button and the bell notification. That way you get an email every time I release a new video. Like, subscribe, share it around. I love to be shared around. And remember what I say, whatever you do it fabulously.